श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्ताम् सदा हृदि। रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्। சீரொன்றுதூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
இஜ்ஜீவ வர்க்கத்தில் பீஜாங்குர நியாயத்தாலே அனாதியான அபராத பிரவாக மடியாக முடிவில் பெரும்பாலான சிறைக்கூடத்திலே முப்பிரியான சத்வாதி குணங்களாலே கட்டுண்டு கழல விறகற்று கிடக்கிறவர்கள் பக்தர்கள். இவர்களிலே மோக்ஷ சாஸ்திரங்களே சொல்லுகிறதொரு பிறகாலே மோக்ஷயிஷ்யாமி என்னும்படி முனிவு தேர்ந்து நித்தியரோடொக்க முகப்பே கூவி பணி கொள்ள பெற்றவர்கள் முக்தர்கள். நித்திய பகவான் அனுபவத்தாலே நித்திய கைங்கரியபரரான சேஷாசனாதிகள் நித்தியர்கள்.
We will take up the paragraph later. Because it goes to the next page. So here, so look at the first Jiva Vardhati. So we will take up the footnotes after reading the paragraph. For as usual, Jiva Vardhati. We belong to the individual souls. This is our group. So in Jiva Vargati, Varga is group and Jiva is individual soul. Bijankura Nyayatale. Bija is seed, S-E-E-D. Ankura means a sprout from the seed. And it is a very beautiful sight to see when you soak, S-O-A-K, soak the rather seeds, some pulses. Then when they open their kernel, open the peel the skin. They peel the skin and come out, and it is about to come out. It does not fully come out, so it comes out with a sprout. Then you can sow the pulses on the earth and they grow. So this is what we call Bijankura. Bijankura Nyayatale. Nyayam is the logic. Nyaya can also mean Nyaya Shastra, and there it is what we call contention. And Nyaya doesn't mean here justice. Neither it means polity. No. We are not talking about dharma here. So this is what we call logic. There are about 256 logic sentences. My friend from Chennai sent me about I think between 250 and 300. So Anadiyana Aparada Pravaham. So we have beginningless history. Our birth itself is beginningless, just like the Lord. But what is the major difference between the Lord and the individual soul? namely the Supreme Soul and the individual soul, is aparadha pravaham. We have been going through the flood of rather what we call errors, full of mistakes. Aparadha is mistake. So we have been doing some mistakes endlessly and beginninglessly also. Without a beginning and without an end, we have been doing it. That is over many births. Pravahawadiyaha, that is basis is we have started committing sins. And of course the good actions also. Good actions are not avoided. We are not solely committing only sins. We are doing good things also. The Mudivil. So what happens at the end? From one birth to another birth, what happens is deterioration. Because the merits are less and sins are more. Demerits are more. And therefore, we fall into a big pit and a big dent, and that we fall into a prison. So, Shirai Kudatile, the hall is very big. The prison hall is very big. We are tied up there. What is that? How is the prison? It is what we call, we say, serious offenders prison. Serious offenders prison. We have, I think we have some other good name for that, other technical name for that. And cell, it's a cell, CELL. Now we have cell in our hand also. So Perumpadan, it's a very deep one, what I call Ghoram in Sanskrit. Terrific, from which we cannot imagine to escape. And then we have three types of gunas also. Though we have in possession Sattva guna, the good quality, we have the other two dominating over Sattva guna. Rajoguna will be more than Sattva guna, and Tamo guna will be more than Rajoguna. So that means our ignorance is more than our pride. Our pride is more than our haughtiness is more than the real good quality in us. We are good in particular sense. At the same time, we are bad and we are worse also. Maybe perhaps some of us are the worst. So we have to find out how, in what stage are we. So Mukpiriyana is threefold. Tattvadi gunangalave, namely Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Kattundu, we have been fettered, we have been chained, we have been imprisoned. The Kattundu. So from that we have to escape. So Kadala, we have to untie the knot of the demerits. So Kadala, Virahatu Kidakaravar. There is no way out. There is no exit point. When I landed first time in California in 2013, I saw in a very big apartment, 400 flat apartment. That was in Santa Clara, and I saw a red board everywhere called exit. And I was warned by those boards, I must exit USA by 6 months. Within 6 months, I must get out. So I didn't see any board welcome. Swagatam was not there, but everywhere we have exit. Sometimes the hotels say, the board says open. It's open. It doesn't welcome. It's open. You have to push the door and go in. Otherwise. So we have exit. We have to exit. So Kerala. But we don't know how to open the door in order to escape. So we have to open the door of the heaven. Some people are asking why there is a significant door for Paramapada Vasal or Moksha Dwara, otherwise called Vaikuntha Vasal, particularly in Srirangam, or in today, because of the crowd coming into this temple of devotees, all temples have got now Paramapada. Somebody was asking the significance of Paramapada Vasa. Out of 365 days, it is open only for 10 to 15 and 20 days. That's all. So why should we go through? Somebody was asking. Then I said it's a symbolic representation of our continuous necessary thought of the next world. Next world must be a good world, ideal world. That is Vaikuntham or Paramapadam or Kalanga Pirunahar, Tirunadu. So many terms are there to explain how Vaikuntham is called. There is no what we call, there's nothing lacking in that place. Kuntham is something lacking. Vaikuntham is Vikuntham. There is nothing is necessary. Everything is available. So then, suppose we don't find the door out from this, namely individual souls, right? So we are called Baddharahal. We are all chained people. We are imprisoned people. Then you have Ivarhadile. So again, so among them, so when once we are Baddha, and then next stage is there, so we have got a way out. Moksha Shastragali Solhiraduru Virahave. Yesterday I read a sloka. I will tell you the content, I will tell you the meaning. Those who are illiterate, they don't know how to study a Shastra. Not even ABCD of Shastra. Then will they have redemption from this world? Yes. So we have God, Lord Shivan Narayana, who is so merciful that he will uplift from this mire of the life ocean and take us to his original headquarters. And that is also there. So it is not necessary that we must study books when we don't know anything in knowledge, when we lack knowledge. So Moksha Shastrangil Solligiru. Suppose we start studying Moksha Shastra, the signs of emancipation, then Virahale. Now we understand Bhagavad Gita. So Virahale, that is by the way. Moksha Ishyami. So we have understood the Charama Sloka of Lord Krishna mentioned in the 18th chapter, and therefore when he has assured us, we believe this assurance, totally believe this assurance. Therefore, ennumadi munivu theerum. So it's what we call conclusion. The conclusion is concluded conclusion. There is no other further argument. So munivu theerum. Then we become Nitya Rodu Okka Muhappe. So we will have become equal to what we call the permanent residence of Sri Vaikuntham. So we will be invited there. We will be welcomed there. So Muhappe, Kuvi, Lord will call us. In Christianity also we say Lord has called him. Exactly the religions are same, I would like to say. So Kuvi, he will shout and call us. If we are deaf or if we are hard of hearing, if we are not aware of what we must do, Lord will call. So Kuvi, Padigoda Pettavaru. We will do Kaikariam there, we will do service there, and they are called Muktas, released souls. Muktar. Nitya Bhagavad Anubhavatale. After going there, we have got only two categories, namely Baddhas in this earth and Muktas in Shivaikuntha. Whereas there is a third category, and they are always permanent there, they are always living there, and only 3 people are generally mentioned, but we have understood as them as live persons. So here only 2 are mentioned. Vishwaksena is left out with the word Adi, etc. So Shesha is Adi Shesha, first servant of the Lord, and they are Nitya Kankarya Bhararana. They have the responsibility to, we can't say burden, they don't see it as a burden. They are very happy to do that. We are not actually happy to do service here. We are always unhappy. I'm talking about myself. We are not fully happy also. We are not satisfied. We are always dissatisfied, even with our service. So here Nitya Kaikarya Bhararana, they are doing it permanently, 24/7, and they are doing it willingly. They are doing it with interest. They are doing it with sincerity, faithfulness, loyalty, and so on. And there are 3: Shesha, Adishesha, the snake, the serpent, the bed. Shesha Ashana. So the serpent, the snake, the reptile will eat whom? Ashana is eating. Eat whom? Garuda, the bird. So the bird, the kite, K-I-T-E, this Garuda is called Sheshasana. It is always surprising and shocking that when we are near the Lord, generally natural enemies are not enemies. You find a small example outside our scope, namely Lord Kartikeya has got both the snake and the peacock. Both of them are what we call with a vengeance. They are enemies. They are all with vengeance. But when they are together near the Lord, they have no enmity. And even in the kingdom of Dasharatha, as you find in Ramayana, the deer and the tigers come and take water in the same river or tank. So such a friendship was there. They never killed each other. They never had enmity with each other. The tiger did not pounce upon the deer. It also followed some dharma. That's what we say in Sanskrit with regard to a lion. Generally a lioness goes for hunting, and the lioness will not kill an animal unless it is hungry. That's what Sanskrit sentences say. But tiger does not do that dharma. A tiger, whether it is hungry or not, it will kill the prey. Whereas lioness will not do. That's what we say. We cannot test ourselves. So this is the third category, namely Nitya. Vishwaksena is added by Adi. So Shesha, Sheshasana, Adi. These are all Nitya. So let us take the footnote. $1 is there, I think, the previous page. Okay, it is here. Ichchata eva Vishwapadartha Satta Nityam Priyastavatu Ketana Dehi Nityaha. We understood, I think. We already saw this Vaikuntha sloka. And Nityam Tadeka Paratantra Nija Swarupaha Bhavatka Mangala Gunaha Ki Nidarshanam. This is what maybe a repetition. If you want it, I will repeat. Otherwise, we will go to A, B, C. So A is, look at A. Mulai Mudala, Vidai Mudala, and Ariya Mudiyada, Anadi. This is what I was saying. So the seed breaks open naturally because we put it in water and what do you call it? We make it wet. So in the water and the seed work together and they come out, the sprout comes out. So what comes out? What comes out first? We say in English whether egg appeared before or hen. Egg is first or hen is first. So we can't tell the answer. The same way, Mulai Mudala, whether the sprout was the first to come out, that is to create, or the seed which came out, whether the seed or the sprout. We say in Tamil also, we have mutual support. Donnaki nei adharama, neiki donnai adharama. Suppose I ask you to bring water, then you come with a vessel, some utensil, some what you call container. We used to say in philosophy, I have asked you to bring only water. Why did you bring the container? How can you bring the water? In the same way, the ghee is placed in what we call the cup made up of banyan leaf. The dried banyan leaf will be made into a cup, or you can say even a puga patram, betel nut leaf is taken as a cup container. So, what is the support for the ghee? Whether it is donne, the leaf cup, or the cup has a support of the ghee. Without the ghee, there is no use of leaf cup. Without cup, you cannot hold the ghee. In those days, so you have Mulai Vidala, Mudala, Vidai Mudala in the Ariya Mudiyada, Anadi Nilai, beginningless state. Then B, Veriya Parnilam Ponda Samsara Mandalam. Parnilam is a land where the grains do not grow at all. It's a barren land. Samsara Mandalam is a barren land, meaning that it does not fulfill all our desires easily. So you can compare it to what we call Maruk Pradesha in Sanskrit, namely the desert. The desert cannot be used for living. And this is of course barren land, Parnilam. And we say in Tamil, Vanam Partha Bhumi. There is no rain, there is no underground water, so nothing can grow. And that kind of land is called barren land, Parnilam. C, Virahindri. The word Virahindri occurred in the text. So Virahi in Tamil meaning a way out. Vazhi Hindi. Then D, Upayatale. So again the word Viraha is used. So Virahale means Upayatale. So by the means. So what is the Upaya that we said in the text? Namely, reading Moksha Shastra and especially Bhagavad Gita, and again especially the Charava Shloka, and again in Charava Shloka the word Moksha Isha. So we go down the concentrated word Moksha Isha. Because of Lord's assurance, we believe Him, we have faith in Him, complete faith in Him, and then what happened? He must become appeased in anger. So, Emberumanadu Sheetram. He is Emberumanadu Sheetram. He is furious because we are committing sins again and again, unknowingly and knowingly, wantonly, and of course unwantedly. Anyway, we are doing a lot of bad things. So he must become appeased, calm, because he becomes angry often. He is a Durvasa Maharshi. He is what we call ill-tempered, short-tempered, and so on. So Ediril, the F is Ediril, that is in front of, just in the presence of. So G will be Adi. So Shesha, Sheshasana, Adi, Vishwaksena, Mudalivar. That means the chief of the army staff, the security department, then H, Anubhavikapadu. And I is Mundiya Pindiya. H Anubhavikapadu. That means it is to be happily experienced. And Mundiya Pindiya is former and latter. I. We are going to see, I think, H and I later. G we saw. The H and I we will see in this paragraph. Let us see the footnote if you have missed anything after the Vats Chata Eva. Otherwise, Movahe Chetana. So if you want to understand, that is $1. Movahe Chetana, namely the Baddhas, the Nityas, and Muktas. Baddhas, Muktas, and Nityas in order. So if you want to have a detailed explanation, go to Ragasyartha Vivaranam. All of them are sentient beings. We are not talking about insentient beings. Though insentient beings are also covered by the creation as well as blessing from God. Please remember that God's blessing is also reserved for non-sentient objects. But we are talking about only people with a thinking mind. So we will go to the next page. Before that, we will read 2 lines in this page, 30, and then. So, Bhogyam என்பது, let me read. Bhogyam என்பது அனுபாவியம் என்கிறபடி இது ஜீவ ஈஸ்வரர்களுக்கும் பொதுவாகவே. So we will take up Purva and Apara. Before that, we will take up what we call Bhogyam. Bhogyam is enjoyable. The enjoyable object is called Bhogyam. Enjoyability also say. So enjoyable adjective, enjoyability, the status of the enjoyment plus the object which is Bhogyam. So we are talking of Bhogyam. What all the material comforts in this world can be called Bhogyam when we are concerned with that. As individual souls, we enjoy all objects of the world. I mean, the objects of enjoyment. We have objects of enjoyment. There are, of course, objects of trouble also. We have suffering over sometimes enjoying objects of trouble. Not enjoying actually, experience. So here, Anubhavyam Ingravam. Just one example we say, my father used to say, when we suffer the disease, when we suffer from some disease, what we say is, we are washing away our sins. We are washing away our sins every time when we start suffering because of the disease. This is one way, feeling happy over washing away the sins by suffering. It's what we call positive approach in a negative situation. And that is there. So, Anubhavyam. Now, this is common to, this is general to the Supreme Soul and the individual soul. Now, the individual soul feels the pleasure of all objects in this world. Worldly objects are enjoyed by the individual soul. At the same time, the individual soul itself is enjoyable by the Lord. Because there are 2 points I would like to say. One is, the Lord is happy to know that His creation is excellent. That creation is intelligent, shrewd, and so on. Maybe in doing something wrong also, He has created many Chetanas. Among the Chetanas, I saw in Vishnu Purana recently that the demon is asking Lord Krishna. He is very clever in asking Lord Krishna. You say that I am a bad man, I am a bad demon, but you created me. It is you who created me. And therefore I have good guna, I have bad quality. Because you created me, I have Durgunam. So I cannot change my Durgunam because you created Durgunam in me also. You have included Durgunam in me. He's very intelligent inside. Now you have come to kill me. Why? That's what he said. Very beautiful. I will tell you the exact line. It's in the beginning of a chapter here. Out of 6 chapters, Amsha called, they have got different adhyayas also. I'll pick it up and tell you. Try to tell you tomorrow. So, it's an intelligent way of asking the God. And of course, the answer is God has given our mind of discrimination, and we know what is good and what is bad. At the same time, we must have the what we call the mind which can separate good and bad, and so that we will only try to do good. So we have to. So the Supreme Soul enjoys us. The second point, which by which the Lord enjoys us, is He finds that people are good, people have devotion, people are doing kainkariam, people are doing whatever has been said by Scripture. They obey the Scriptures, they follow the Scriptures meticulously, and by seeing this, Lord is in heaven. So Jiva Ishwaranukkum Poduvahayave. It's common. Experience is common, but of course, a happy experience or bitter experience may be different. And of course, Lord has got no bitter experience. Supreme Soul has not got any bitter experience. Of course, in incarnations, you find that there are people who disturb his mind, but still, he is able to tolerate. He is able to tolerate. So that tolerance is also there with you. That's all. So we will go to the next page now with the first initial word, Purva and Apara. Purva Mundiya, Apara Pindiya. That has been given in I. In I footnote. So Purva Apara Padangalit சொன்ன போக்திருத்வமும் நியந்திரத்வமும் இல்லாத விஷயத்தை இங்கு போக்யம். So what is Anubhavya? What is Bhogyam? What is enjoyable? What is to be enjoyed? If you ask this question, we have Bhoktrittvamum, Niyantrittvamum illada விஷயத்தை இங்கு போக்யம். So here is another additional point, namely, as you remember again, Tattvika Tyaga every time. So we are not doing anything in the sense, so that means we are not enjoying it. And therefore, what to say? That our Antaryami, namely the Supreme Soul, our inner soul, is enjoying. Maybe through us, we can say. Again, we become the instrument in the hands of God in enjoying the worldly pleasures also. He says, Alvar says, Avi kumaikkum per inbam. Sorry, Sittinbam. Avi kumaikkum Sittinbam. The pleasures are of low grade, low nature. They are called the smaller pleasures. But at the same time, the inner soul is being affected by, rather not negatively affected, positively affected. So we have enjoyment. There is no doubt. There is no doubt. So there is enjoyment. There is a positive enjoyment. And that positive enjoyment is by the Supreme Soul and not by the individual soul, as we are the instruments in each hand. Therefore, there is no bhoktritvam. The commentator says there is no bhoktritvam. There is no enjoyability at all. The resting with the individual soul. And at the same time, niyantritvam. So God has no controller over himself. Nobody can control God. And even an individual, but of course, individual soul is always a servant. He is always subservient. He is always a slave. Therefore, niyantritvam, we cannot direct something and say we become controller, niyanta. So, niyantritvam is also not there. That means only one control is there. That is what we call main control is there. The main control is with the supreme. Niyantritvam. So that is what we say both. That means we have no enjoyment in as individual soul, we don't enjoy anything. The Lord enjoys everything, and Lord has got control over himself. And no other external control is available, is possible to the Supreme. இத்தை அச்சித் என்பது ஞான ரகிதம் என்பது. So when we say it is enjoyable, for example, Keshavdas Swami was asking yesterday whether what is the material, he was asking, what is the material with which Lord Krishna has been, Kaliyanartana Krishna was manufactured or made. When we see the material, whether it is sand or clay or panchaloha, the 5 metals, combination of 5 metals, or calcium, the chunam, calcium carbonate, or it is iron, or it is mud, and so on. When we look at the idols of the Lord, what happens is, what we understand is, it is achit, it is insentient, no thinking capacity is there. But generally, please remember, temple idols, even of course the idols at our home, which we place in the puja room, they are to be considered as a frame, physical frame with the sattva guna. That we cannot dismiss. That we cannot avoid. Calling them as sattva guna aprakrita tirumeni in Tamil, the shariram in Sanskrit. Of course, shariram here, there is no decay as we understand the word shariram in Sanskrit. So we have aprakrita vigraha, kalyana vigraha, mangala vigraha. So of course, this insentient object has no knowledge, wisdom. Jnana rahitam. Rahitam without jnana, the wisdom. The stone has no wisdom. It is made up of stone. It has no wisdom. But remember Kulashekara Prabandham. He says he wants to be anything, whether sentient or insentient, in the mountain of Tirupati. So he has a list of 9 objects. One of the objects was Padiyai Kidandu Un Pavalavai Kandeni. I will be the step on the mountain so that the devotees will put their legs on me, and then walk. So Padiyai Kidandu Pavalavai Kandeni. I will be looking at enjoying the lip, which is coral-like. Coral mouth, Pavalavai Kandeni. He says, I can be born as a fish in the pond of the mountain. Meenai Pirappiyan. I should be born as a bird in the forest of the mountain. Kuruhai Pirappiyan. And then he is giving a list of. So what I mean to say, insentient objects also, Alvars have been interested in becoming. We have Ranganatha Stotram by Parashara Bhatta in Srirangam. He said that I will be satisfied if I am a dog in Srirangam, or a worm in the gutter of the garbage in the city Srirangam. So that's what. And of course, humility is shown by saying all these things. And they are ready to be with the Lord, associated near the Lord. And therefore, Paritte Achit என்பது ஞான ரகிதம் என்பது. அச்சேதனத்துவம் கேவல குணங்களுக்கும் தர்மபூத ஞானத்துக்கும் பொதுவாகவும் இங்கு திரிவித அச்சேதனம் என்று பூர்வர்கள் நிரூபித்தவை திரிகுணம், காலம், சுத்த சத்துவம் என்கிற திரவிய விசேஷம். So look at the sentence again. So achetanatvam. How do you assess an object as achetana or chetana? So let us take achetana. There should be what we call insentience in the quality of the object. But this is, suppose you find the qualities separately. You cannot normally see qualities in black and white, in flesh and blood. So it's an abstract idea. The qualities are abstract ideas. So the qualities cannot remain alone except with the substratum, that is a body, that is an individual soul or supreme soul. But Dharma Bhuta Jnanam is there even in the insentient object. What is Dharma Bhuta Jnanam? Jnanam is wisdom, Bhuta is living being, Dharma is the quality. So the quality of a living being is considered as a wisdom, an aspect of wisdom. And it is a very technical word. And of course, I am also not very clear about the concept. Every individual soul and every object of creation has got Dharma Bhuta Jnana. Meaning, we also, as human beings, we understand the purpose of our birth in life. Purpose of our birth in this world. So also the insentient objects also, they know how they are used by the Lord because they have been created. And now the jnanam comes, the wisdom comes to all the creation because of the three qualities, namely sattva, rajas and tamas. So apart from these three qualities, we have three total aspects, totally three aspects, namely sattva, rajas, tamas in a cluster as one, as unit one, and then kala, time. The time decides the nature of the insentient and sentient object. For example, my father used to say, he went to the Dhanushkoti. Dhanushkoti is the name of the area which was beyond Rameshwar. And after many centuries, that means my father has seen it, but we do not see it today. We cannot. The big temple is immersed in the, rather drowned in the ocean. The water has occupied a full city, and we are not able to see it now. The problem here is kalam, the time, because of the time efflux. We are passing of the time. We have lost it. We don't know. We have not seen. It is not available now. Then again, of course, something new may come up, and we can maybe sometimes those who have not visited, seen them earlier, the previous generation. Now we can see something. Now you understand one example. Kedarnath temple was completely devastated, washed away by hurricane, tornado, and rains and so on, heavy rains on recently a few years back. The Kedarnath temple has been reconstructed in the same shape, in the same way. Now it is standing aloft. Now the whatever has been missed has been created again. So that's also, of course, blessing of God. So that is also Kala. So whatever we missed earlier also now have come back, and we are able to witness. Then Shuddha Sattva. Shuddha Sattvam is the what's it called? The pure matter, the pure good matter. Of course, we are not able to understand the concept. Meaning, Shuddha Sattvam is called Shuddha Sattvam. That's all. Just like Vishnu Purana is translated into Hindi from Sanskrit as it is. We cannot understand the words differently. So, Shuddha Sattvam is the Aprakrita Gunam. That's all it is. Aprakrita Gunam is supernatural quality. That's all. It is not unnatural. Aprakrita is not unnatural. Aprakrita is supernatural quality, meaning good quality. So these three are called matters, dravyam, object, dravyam, visheshanga, special objects which differentiate between the sentient and the insentient, the creation and the Lord, and so on. So let us ask again Deshad Swami Puducherry to read the next part.
போகியம் என்பதில் கிடைக்கணும்னா போகியம் என்பது
திரிகுணமாவது. The arrow is shown by Ketan.
So I am not seeing that. திரிகுணமாவது சுத்த சைவம் என பேச்சு. திரிகுணமாவது பரிமித சுகத்துக்கும் துக்கத்துக்கும் மோகத்துக்கும் விசேஷ காரணங்களான சத்வ ரஜஸ் தமசுகளாகிற குணங்களுக்கு ஆசயமான துவயம். இது கேவல பிரகிருதி என்றும் பிரகிருதி விக்ருதி என்றும் கேவல விக்ருதி என்றும் 3 வகையாய் 24 தத்துவ ரூபமாயிருக்கும். இவற்றில் சுபாவத்தாலும் பஞ்சீகரணாதிகளாலும் தேச கால பேதத்தாலே உண்டாம் விக்ருதிகளுக்கு எல்லை இல்லை.
மூன்று குணமாகும், திரிகுணமாகும், மூன்று குணமாகும். Three qualities, three characteristics. So what do we have in this world? Again, I remind you that it is the Supreme Soul is the enjoyer. The problem here in this world is we have limited enjoyment. Parimita is restricted enjoyment. Parimita Sukhatit. Again, I will take this word Parimita to Dukkhatikam. Though many people will say the suffering is more than the pleasure, and therefore percentage-wise the suffering is more. They say then very carefully 60% suffering and 40% pleasure. Some people say 99% suffering, 1% pleasure. So whatever percentage you want to have ratio, then we have another word in there, another aspect. Mohatitvam. So we have confusion also. In deciding something, we have confusion. And it doesn't mean what we call the attraction that we have for something in this world. Moha is not attraction. Moha is confusion. Even in selecting a wrong object of enjoyment, we have moha, confusion. We are perplexed. We do not know how to choose and what to choose. And then, so limited pleasure, limited suffering, and limited confusion. And when we have sattva quality predominant, then what I say is holding good, namely limited suffering and limited confusion. If we have rajas and tamas more, then we have unlimited suffering and unlimited confusion. So sattva, rajas, tamas are the three qualities that just now we had explanation. குணங்களுக்கு ஆசிரயமான திரவியம். So this is what we saw in the previous paragraph was three objects, dravyam, three things, tangibly hard things, hardware. Whereas Suddha Sattva is software. Here we saw three. Number one, the three qualities made into one. 3 in 1 is Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, is one called Guna. The next one is called Kala. And the third one called Shuddha Sattva. So among these three, these are all dravyas. Dravyas meaning objects. These objects are the support for all the three activities, namely enjoyment, suffering, and confusion. Now, please remember the suffering includes confusion. There are so many other aspects of suffering also. Physical suffering, mental suffering, other suffering, not we, other suffering. It gives us trouble in our mind and others suffer. I see many people in Kumbakonam. I saw some dogs also. It's a very hot sun climate everywhere in Tamil Nadu. And therefore, we saw many people suffering. Many people suffering from lack of comfort, lack of basic amenities, facilities, lack of money, lack of knowledge, many things. We say they are not able to cope up with the situation. They have no intelligence. So this is all suffering. These are all suffering. Absence of intelligence itself is suffering. So here, this is a substratum. These three dravyas are substratum for the suffering, the enjoyment, as well as confusion. So this is Kevala Prakriti Anjam. So we call this as Prakriti. The word Prakriti is also what we call abstract concept. So Kevala Prakriti is a singular Prakriti, singular nature, and Prakriti Vikriti endum, Kevala Vikriti endum, moondu vagayaga. Now, Prakriti is again nature, Vikriti is change. So change in nature. So we have Prakriti Vikriti, one word, 2 in 1. Then Kevala Vikriti, only change. So first, you can say Prakriti is a progress. You can say progress. It also rhymes with the English word. Progress. Kevala Prakriti is only progress. And Prakriti Vikriti is progress and regress. And Kevala Vikriti is just regress. 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 Now, so with these combinations, 3 types of gunas, 3 dravyas, 3 Prakriti Vikriti combination. So with all these 9 divisions, we have 24 principles. 24 Tattva Rupamai. Tattvam, again Tattvam, that object is you, namely everything is Lord. So this is principle. So we have 24 principles. Now, Ivatil, Swabhavathanam, because of its innate nature, inborn nature, these 24. So these 24 are calculated this way, as you know already. So Pancha Jnanendriyani, 5 wisdom organs, Pancha Karmendriyani, 5 motor organs, five tanmatras, the qualities like Shabda, Rupa, Rasa, Kanta, Varsha. Then we have five Bhuta, gross elements. Prithvi, Apu, Tejo, Vayu, Akasha. And then what else? So we have so totally 24. And even Swabhavakalam by their innate nature, and Panchi Karanadikalam. So they combine with each other, one with the other, again other with the same, other with the one, and again two with the three, three with the two, three with the four, four with the three. So what we call, this is what we call Panchikaranam. Panchikaranam, every five has been joining together, becoming one with each other. The Panchabhutas, the five gross elements join with the Pancha Jnanendriyas, Pancha Karmendriyas, and so on. So we have Pancha Tanmatras, all what we call amalgamated into one. Because Panchikaranam is amalgamation. They get fused together. And therefore we get what we call creation. And again there are three aspects, two aspects over the change in the creation, Vikriti, namely Desha, Kala, Vedapale, Undal, Vikriti. So there is no limit to the changes by the particular space and time. Again, the word time comes here because earlier the time was called Dravyam. Today it's called the dividing time. Here it is called dividing time. And therefore, Desha Kala Bhedan. Depending upon the place in which these Panchikaranam of the elements, Tanmatras, Indriyani occur, and because of the particular time in which they happen, then we have got limitless number of changes. So let us take the footnote up to I, starting with F, G. So we have G, that is Iripidam. So H is Tal, where Iripidam is the living place, state. Tan வேறு ஒன்றின் பாடுபாடாக வந்து தான் பல வஸ்துவாக மாறுவது. This is what we say Prakriti Vikriti. One object becomes multiple objects. One object becomes multiplied into many objects. ஒரு வஸ்து without changing becomes manifold, and that is one. So I தான் வேறொன்றின் மாறுபாடாகவும் தான் வேறு வஸ்துவாக மாறுபடுவதாகவும். So this is what we saw in the three words: Kevala Prakriti, Prakriti Vikriti, and Kevala Vikriti. So you have one object is different from another object. At the same time, it can become another object also, because adopting the quality of the other object. It can become third object. One object has no change, the other object is subject to change, and third object is containing the qualities of these two first objects. So this is what we call Panchika. So again, J, தான் வேறொன்றின் மாறுபாடாக இருந்து தான் வேறொன்றாக மாறாது. Though one aspect contains is different from another aspect, another concept. Again, it doesn't change at all. It doesn't undergo any change. That is J. And K. So how do we do Panchikaranam? That's what the footnote explains to us. Namely, Padaithalukkaha, in order to create ஐந்து பூதங்களுள் among the five gross elements, ஒன்றை பாதியாயும், so for example, Prithvi, the earth, or up, the water, stage of the effulgence, Vayu, the air, wind, Akasha, the space, ether. So each one of the what we call gross elements is halved, H-A-L-V-E. Again, you take the other four. Let us take Prithvi is halved. So you have two halves of Prithvi. And then you take the other four gross elements. You take 1/4 of each element. Up to Tejo, Vayu, Akasha, you take 1/4. Sorry, not 1/4, 1/8. 1/8. So Vattanambe, Araikal, 1/8. And then Araikalaho eduthu. So again, so take 1/8 of all the other four elements and join with the half of the first element. Again, please remember, each one will be halved, and each of the other four will have 1/8 part combining with the half of the one element. Maybe, I hope I'm not confusing. Marubatta Vastu. L is Marubatta Vastu. So we are going to see this, I think, the next paragraph. Please show me the last paragraph in page 31. Kalamavad. Of course, KL. Up to KL we are saying. Up to L. We go to M only in the next paragraph. So you will see the KL also here under the footnote. KL. Yeah, the KL. K Padakal, that's what we saw. K. L Marubattavas. Right. So I come here to stop with this paragraph, and we shall take up the next paragraph. Footnote M N O P Q R S T U in the next session. Tomorrow. This is, according to me, a little cumbersome, maybe, but at the same time, explaining the words in Tamil or the commentary on Tattva Navanitam is not very difficult for people like you, the honorable members of this group. Have got the capacity to explain by themselves the difference, the different expressions given in the commentary. I'm quite sure. I'm confident that you all know this. Maybe you know all this earlier, or even if you read now, you can easily understand, and it is not very difficult. Not very difficult. Maybe in this Panchikaranam, we may have little confusion, and that little confusion can be ironed out after hearing. That's very easy. I'm also, of course, sailing in the same boat like you. When I see the commentary, of course, I learned from Paravakotai, Srimad Andavan, from Paudarigivaram Ashram, his Chillare Ragasyangar. He used to tell us more explanation, in more detail than the original commentary on Tattva Navanitam. I used to take notes because I was surprised to see that many new words, they don't mean what they mean. The problem is, I understand the literal meaning, and he goes deeper for every word. I was shocked also. And of course, I missed him later because of his age and because of my exigencies in my profession. And therefore, the only solace is the availability of the commentary of these Ragasyas in print, black and white, with the help of Vangipuram Navanitam Srirama Deshikacharya Swami of Uppuleppan Koval Kumbakonam. Because of him, we are able to read all these things clear. Otherwise, it is very difficult. And each word in the original text of the Ragasya has got what we call Dhvani, the suggestion. Iraichi Porul, and always called Dhvani in some. Dhvani doesn't mean sound as we say normally. Dhvani means inner meaning, maybe tertiary, the third meaning, which is like a secret only for those people who can understand. We say in English, we read in between lines. We read in between lines. And we have to see in correct perspective also. We cannot deviate the concept from the former preceptors of Shivaita Sampradaya. Otherwise, we will be in soup. We will be in danger, risk, if we misinterpret the words. And therefore, we have commentary. And commentary is fairly easy. When you read one or two Ragasyas of Swami Vedanta Deshika with the commentary, very easy to pass through, wade through, WAD, wade through the text very easy. You can swim across easily.
रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम् कवितार्किकसिंहाय कल्याणगुणशालिने श्रीमते वेङ्कटेशाय वेदान्तगुरवे नमः சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஓரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய.